In my many years of game browsing, I remember seeing lots of distinct looking games on the shelves that caught my eye, but for one reason or another passed them up. Nowadays, I've grown a lot more interested in trying these kinds of games, as well as sharing them with people in the hopes that I can get them to expand their gaming horizons like I did. One of the games I always remember seeing in the DS section was Hotel Dusk, Room 215, with its striking grayscale cover art. Perhaps not surprisingly, this is a point-and-click visual novel mystery told in film noir style. The story takes place in 1979 LA and follows Kyle Hyde, a former NYPD detective who now works as a salesman. His latest assignment has led him to the titular Hotel Dusk, where he'll be staying in room 215. It's also known as the Wish Room because supposedly the people who stayed there had their wishes come true. And that's just one of the hotel's many secrets. Perhaps the mystery surrounding it might even lead to Hyde finding his former partner Bradley, whom Kyle saw for betraying him prior to the main event of the game. The visuals are one of the biggest highlights of the game. The game is played by holding the DS sideways book style, so that you'll have Hyde directly facing the person he's speaking to. The grayscale drawings of the characters during conversations lend itself well to the noir tone of the game, and stand out well against the fully colored 3D backgrounds. The animations for the characters also look great, and were actually animated through a process called rotoscoping, where real-life actors were filmed and their movements were traced over. They also have a wobbly look to them even when they're standing still, otherwise known as line boil. I really like how all of this gives a style a sort of rough look to it, which contributes to the gritty story that unfolds. The gameplay consists of your typical visual novel mechanics, as well as puzzles that make use of the DS's touchscreen. The VN aspects are similar to Ace Attorney, where you'll speak to people and ask them questions in order to uncover more information. You can also show them items even when you're not required to do so, and they'll comment on it accordingly. At times you'll be prompted to interrupt people, or you'll be given a choice between two dialogue options. Choose the wrong one, like being rude to a little girl during the very beginning of the game, and your ass is getting kicked out of the hotel. So it's usually in your best interest to not choose the one that makes you sound like a massive jerk. You also shouldn't ask questions that give away that you've been snooping around, or show people objects that you shouldn't have in your possession. During certain points of the story, you'll have an interrogation session with a character, where you'll have to choose the right dialogue option in order for them to spill their secrets they're hiding. And at the end of each chapter, you'll be quizzed on the events that occurred, which is probably there to make sure you've been paying attention. The adventure game aspects are pretty similar to what you'd expect from a point-and-click game. You move around by using the touchscreen, and the other screen will show you a first-person view of where you're going. The touchscreen also allows you to closer examine your surroundings so that you can find clues and helpful items. One of these items is a much-beloved paperclip. I'm not sure why this became a meme within the fanbase, but I thought I'd be doing a disservice if I neglected to mention it. Kyle seems pretty happy about having it though. The touchscreen is also used for solving most of the puzzles you'll encounter. Many of them aren't terribly difficult, and there are some that'll make you feel stupid for taking as long as you did to find the solution. And then there's the, oh my god, why do I need to keep tapping this stupid box to find the damn bookmark, why can't I just dismantle it puzzle? Overall, there's a lot of puzzles that'll keep your brain activated. The story gives us a clearly noir-inspired narrative, with a variety of characters hiding secrets, and a sarcastic protagonist who's determined to find his ex-partner. The first two chapters are a bit slow, as they're there to establish the mystery setting and characters. After that, things gradually begin to unravel, and with the ending of each chapter, I was eager to see what would unfold next. Even with a bit of foreshadowing here and there, the story will have you guessing right until the very end. While you might question that all of these characters just so happen to be connected to the hotel one way or another, that's also part of the fun of the story. There's not really any over-the-top comedy with this one, as opposed to a similar game like Ace Attorney, but there's still some humor to be found with Kyle's dry wit. I also found myself really liking the characters. There were times early on where I thought I'd find certain characters annoying, only to later find them enjoyable and endearing. And look at the way Kyle smiles in pure joy. Rarely seen as it may be, I would die for that smile. Really though, I like how even though he's got a bit of a rough edge to him, there are also plenty of moments where he shows a genuine desire to help people, even when it seems like he's reluctant. This is especially apparent after he interrogates a person. Right after he pushes them into telling him their darkest secrets, he'll give them some sound advice in order to help them move on in their life. And sometimes, a listening, non-judgmental ear is what these people needed, even if they didn't realize it at first. I'm definitely glad I finally decided to play this one for myself. Clearly, a lot of other people enjoyed it too, as the game got a sequel in 2010 called Last Window: The Secret of Cape West. Unfortunately, this one wasn't released in North America, only in Japan and Europe. However, since the game isn't region-locked, a North American could import and play it, as English is one of the languages available on the European version. The game even has sprites of the live-action actors that were used as the animation sources, which are hidden to the game's data. It's cool how you can see the exact movements that were used for the characters' animations, and how many of the actors influenced the characters' appearances. While Hotel Dusk and its sequel didn't gain the same popularity as Ace Attorney, its distinct style and engaging story are definitely worth experiencing for yourself. It's too bad that this one's yet to receive a re-release or remaster, but seeing as how a lot of these games that were initially overlooked have gotten a second chance, I'm hoping that this won't be the last we've seen of Kyle Hyde. Thanks so much for watching! If you enjoyed the video, be sure to click like, and subscribe if you want to see more.